Hey there, I'm Brandon. This is Dirt Church Devotional. You're probably keenly aware that the way something is framed, the way it's presented, will greatly affect the way that you feel about it or the way that you act on it or react to it. Well, let me give you a couple examples. Consider these potential headlines out of the Bible. Young couple forced from their home for picking fruit. You can find that in Genesis chapter 3, be Adam and Eve. Genesis chapter 29, quote unquote, godly employee jailed for unwanted sexual advances. That would be Joseph's story there in Potiphar's house. Or how about this one out of Matthew chapter 14? Jesus no longer travels with his disciples, puts them in a boat, and sends them away. Of course, later he walked on water and went out. So, again, the reality, how something is framed, how we perceive it, is going to greatly affect the way that we act or react to it. And I'm not really worried right now about media or social media or advertisements and so forth, but I want to ask you, how are you framing the things in your life? How are you framing the sudden illness, the sickness, the loss of a spouse or friend or a child, the loss of a job, the destruction of your home? How are you framing these things? Because, Scripture says this in Romans 8:28, Paul writes these words. He says, in all things, God is working for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. In all things, in the sickness, in the loss of your job, in the loss of that spouse or that friend, in the breakup of that relationship, in the destruction of your home or your reputation, in all things, God is working for the good. But now this is a promise just for the believer. See, there's some things in Scripture that refer just to the believer, some benefits that refer just to the believer, to the person who has surrendered themselves to Jesus. And this is one of them. In all of these things, God is working for your good. So, believer, can I challenge you? Reframe how you've been looking at things. Understand that you're living it out now, yes, but God's got something better in store. And for the non-believer that might be watching this, guess what? You can change teams. And all the promises that God has for the believer will be yours, including him working for your good. He can take those things that are messed up right now, and if you will put it in his hands, if you will surrender to him, he will work it out for your good. All right, well, chew on that. We'll talk to you next time.